Jerry.
The big first inning yesterday, I think it was 27 pitches against Senzalada. I think it was Tuesday, the big first inning against Cannon. It's like 21 pitches. Do you see like anything in those quick bursts that can kind of carry over into the approach later on?
Talking about Griffin?
I'm talking about you guys. You had 4 runs and 21 pitches against Cannon on Tuesday against the White Sox. And then last night was like 27 pitches to score 4 runs. Do you see anything in those approaches in those first innings that the guys can kind of carry over into the approach at the plate in general?
So you're talking about us offensively? Yeah. Well, we got good hitters. We got good hitters, guys that control the strike zone, guys that are going to be aggressive if they get good pitches to hit. But if they don't, we do a good job of controlling the strike zone. And I think that's some of the reasons why we see innings like that out of the gate. You look at the top of our lineup. Like I said, they're really good there, and we will take advantage of some of the mistakes.
Howie.
Nimmo okay today?
Yeah. So just being extra cautious here after coming out of the game last night. Those are a tricky area there. We're talking about cough and all that. I just wanted to wait and see how he was going to wake up today. I just checked with him, and he's fine. So he should be a player for us if we need him to.
Mark.
Carlos, with Clay on the mound, who gets so many ground balls, is there an emphasis on infield defense if you have Beatty at third and Acuna at second?
Yeah, if obviously that's part of the decision making. Not only offensively, how putting the best matchup against whoever we're facing, righty or lefty, but just considering Clay, and how much he puts hitters in the ground, right? So that's part of the decision there too.
Anthony.
Carlos, I'm sure you followed the Knicks postseason. How long does it take to get over that feeling when you don't reach that mountain? And when can you look back and say, hey, we still had a great season?
Yeah, it's always tough. We went through it last year. When you have high expectations and you kind of get close, and you just can take that next step. It's hard, but you got to move on. The mindset is, what are we missing? How can we get better? How do we become the best team in the league? I know it's hard. It's not a good place to be, but there's a bright future there. Obviously, and as far as turning the page, you got to do it as quick as possible. You can just sit and start feeling sorry for yourself. Like you got to continue to find ways to get better and improve, and I'm pretty sure they will do it.
Joe.
Carlos, Brett was saying earlier how he was kind of taking some pointers.
Who's this?
Brett Beatty was taking some pointers from Juan Soto's kind of prep work, and he's been using it, the last couple of weeks, and it's been helping him out a lot. What kind of example does Juan sort of set just in sort of that pregame routine that kind of can rub off against?
Yeah, I think it just goes to show you that you have to have some type of routine where you can always fall back to whether you're going good or bad. It's like if you're struggling, okay, I'm going to go back to doing this. I think it's just developing that routine, whatever the case might be. I'm pretty sure they have a completely different routine, where Brady is more of a challenging himself, hitting off machines and all that. Juan is more like a traditional tee, toss, that type of deal. But there's the routine factor. And I think guys watching him go about his business, and, when it feels like the sky's falling for Juan, he's the same guy every day. He's not going to alter, or, he's going to stick to his routine. And guys are watching, He doesn't have to go out of his way and say, hey, this is what. No, guys are watching him go about his business, and they see the same guy. And I'm pretty sure, Brett is a perfect example right here, where he's watching an elite player, going through some tough moments, and he's the same guy, same routine.
Daniel.
Carlos, el equipo sigue ganando serie. Hoy se encuentra empatado con los Phillies de Filadelfia, que es el plan. Ahora regresan a los Dodgers, 4 partidos. ¿Continuará el conjunto haciendo lo que debe hacer, ganar el encuentro?
Sí, no, obviamente pues en una posición favorable, pero también entendiendo que tenemos mucho por recorrer. Los Phillies son un tremendo equipo, los Dodgers pues no es un secreto, tenemos 4 juegos, pero hoy el día más importante es el día de hoy. Nosotros esa es la mentalidad. Tenemos que hacer lo que tenemos que hacer en el día de hoy para ganar el juego y después preocuparnos por los rivales. Pero de verdad contento como estamos como equipo, de la manera como los muchachos están compitiendo, cómo están trabajando, pero sabiendo que falta mucha pelota.
Very good. Howie?
Carlos, what is the balance when you're managing a pitcher like Holmes who's transitioning from the bullpen? He's shown you now that he can get to 100 pitches and he can give you some length. But as you get deeper into the season and you want to preserve innings later on, do you start to pull back on him at any point before August and September to try to keep him fresh down the stretch?
Not necessarily. Every game, every situation is different. You're trying to be mindful of, all right, how many days is he getting till he gets the baseball game? Whether it's 5 days, 6 days, he's getting the extra day. And as long as he continues to recover, I feel like he's in a really good place now physically, where he developed a routine in between outings. Like how much he's gonna throw. When is he throwing his bullpen? How much is he getting in the training room, in the weight room? But as we're not putting a limit on him, we will continue to watch him closely, monitor it, and as long as he continues to check all the boxes, physically he's in a good place. He's a strong guy, obviously, but I think, like I said, every game will be different. Days off, the score, where you at with your bullpen that day, how many days you're playing in it. So there's a lot that goes into it. But he's a normal pitcher for us.
And as his workload has increased, has his recovery been consistent to the point where, even though now he's sort of in uncharted territory in terms of the number of pitches and innings and all that, but is he recovering as well as, say, any other starter would with that workload at this point in the season?
Yeah, and physically he's capable of, right? And I feel like, I just said it, that he's got a really good routine, and we feel good with him throwing 100 pitches and the recovery. He's in a good place. So we will continue to watch him. We'll continue to get feedback from him. But, he's going.
Mark?
Naya's got a live tomorrow, right?
Manaya's got a live tomorrow, yes.
Is that here in Brooklyn?
It's going to be here, I think it is, yeah.
Andrew?
Is there any update on Siri? Has he made any advancements?
No, just continue to build up his volume as far as the running goes. He's hitting on the field. He faced Manaya. He's going to come with us in the road trip. So he's coming with us and continue to get treatment, continue to run, and, the baseball activity and all that. But nothing special right now.
Thank you, Carlos.